Good afternoon, guys. I'm over here in my little backyard over here in Phoenix, Arizona, and here with my buddy. Hey, buddy, say hi. I don't know what he's looking for, but he's looking for something. It's so cool. Beautiful day here. As you can see Camelback Mountain, which is pretty dope. You see Camelback Mountain. There's another mountain over here, but it's kind of blocked by this building. But it's Papago Mountain, which is pretty dope. So, man, I was contemplating. I was keep listening to these freaking videos about the X39, this patch that I've been wearing, this that's supposed to be activating my my stem cells, and it occurred to me I've been having this freaking pain on my foot, and it's like I told Yanni this morning. I'm like, you know what? Not for nothing. Like I've had that pain for so long. I mean, this is going on like, man, it's so long. You know how you know when you have a pain so long that you don't even remember when you got it or how long. It's like it's just there, and it's weird because I was like looking for the pain. It's so weird. I was like, I don't know if if you guys could relate, but if you ever had like a pain, which I'm sure if you're over 30 or some of us even in the mid-20s, but of course I'm not in the mid-20s anymore. So I was like literally like in bed, like looking and just like grabbing my foot and like pushing. And I'm like, and don't get me wrong, that's like, if you look for pain, sometimes it's weird. It's a weird thing. It's like the mind will say, oh, you want it? Okay, we'll replay that video. And it's so crazy because I was looking for it. And I think a lot of us is like this, we play back this tape in our minds because it's almost like the pain has become part of our identity. Isn't that crazy? How you can have a pain, like say if you're like my wife who had struggled with back pain since she was a teenager. I mean, she was big chested and she struggled, and maybe any ladies listening to this video can probably second that. I mean, having a big breast, I mean, for men is like, yay, wow, I mean, not to be chauvinistic, but I mean, it's one of the nice features that men it catches our attention. However, the poor ladies are dealing with back pain, many of them, and we don't know. And the thing is that they've probably been dealing with the back pain so long, it's just become a thing, right? It's become one of those pains that they just literally it's just part of their identity. It's embedded in who they are. So it's so many people that I'm like listening to these testimonials, and they have them in Spanish. They have the site, the information site. I just realized they could translate into all these different languages, and it blows my mind. It's like, wow, this is really impacting so many people, because regardless of what color you are, what race, what denomination, whatever, if you think you're purple and the sky is whatever is I don't know, purple too, it doesn't matter, because we're all associated with one thing, is that pain. We all have pain. We all have maybe sadness. Some of us, it could be even identified as depression. All right, and we struggle with it, and this just becomes part of our like code. You know what I'm saying? It becomes almost like we think it's part of who we are, and it's like occurring to me that doesn't have to be the case, right? It doesn't have to be the case, but there are, like, I'm sure there's some scientifical, because I'm, once again, above my pay grade, right? But there's chemicals in the brain that makes, somebody maybe autistic, or makes them maybe, suicidal, or manic depressant, all right? There's so many mental things, but the thing is that the stem cell, when we were an embryo, I heard this in a video, and Mike Hernandez, he said, when we were an embryo, we started with a stem cell. And the stem cell is what created everything. It created our brain, it created our heart, it created everything. And I'm like, wow, that sounds pretty cool, because it's like, if we can reactivate our actual stem cells within our body, then we can actually begin to heal ourselves and begin to actually live a life, well into our 80s and 90s, and actually be healthy and not be in some nursing home, which it's funny, I sent a text message to a buddy of mine, Chris, and I said, last thing we want is to be in a nursing home watching reruns of Price is Right, and mad at people that we think are alive, right? Because they're not visiting us while we're sitting in our own, while we're soiled. And I'm like, man, what an awful, awful picture. And having my mother back when she was alive, in a nursing facility, it saddened me so much to see those people. So in my mind, I'm like, what's worse than living to be old and be in that position is not living. And for me, I'm like most people probably that are up in age, they're like, I'll take death. The dream is to just pass away silently in your sleep. But a lot of people don't go that way. At least my mom didn't. All right. My father, at least, he passed away doing what he loved. He was literally going ahead, playing his guitar when his heart failed. And he died that way. But at least he died, doing what he loved. And God bless him. I wish I would have had him longer. But that is life, right? I just hope that I could be around long enough for my kids, right? And I think that's the hope for all of us, right? To live a fruitful life, not just a long life, but a fruitful life, right? We don't want to be that person who's mad at our siblings who maybe are no longer with us, or our parents that are no longer with us, and you're sitting in some place that you don't recognize, watching some TV show, right? And you're literally just sitting in your own soil. That picture horrifies me. All right. And if that vision doesn't horrify you enough to just man, put aside the narrative of saying, you know what, I don't believe this and that. Listen, it's not a matter of belief. All right. This is science. All right. And the patch is not curing, is not healing, is not doing anything other than taking your light, basically your heat from your body, right? It's light therapy. It's literally going ahead and using, it's a big word, it's photobiomodulation, right? And it is using that to ignite, right, the copper coptite in your body. And that's what's awakening those stem cells. You can look this up. I'll leave the site. Or you could just go startx39.com. There's nothing to buy there. You can't buy anything. You have to come back and we could talk about it. All right. But there's nothing to buy there. There's no, joining, no, pyramid scheme, none of that stuff. All right. All it is information on the science of what it is. So you can see what it is I'm talking about. All right. Start, right? Empieza, right? In Spanish, right? X, like my name, 39. Okay, for my Spanish-speaking people, all right, and then .com, all right, and you go there, you see for yourself, and then get back to me, say, yo, X, how do I get this? How do I try it? And I'll be glad if I have them, because I have a whole bunch coming, and they should be here Monday. I'm like, I saw what it did for my wife, and I'm like, yo, let's do this. Let's just, it's not even about money. It's about results. And I believe money is a result. All right. You do whatever you can do in life and you make a difference, and the universe will bless you in accordance with the value that you present. All right. And that's the way it should be. All right. And that's the reason why a lot of people will hit lotto and they'll lose it all, because they didn't value it, because they didn't earn it. And they didn't exchange a value from themselves. They didn't give value for that money. Now, granted, I'm sure you know people who went to the casino and got a lot of money and won, and maybe they still have it. And and maybe they're miserable, maybe they're not. It doesn't matter. Money is just a tool. Okay? So just please do yourself a favor. All right? Just do your research. I don't care. Listen, you don't want to talk to me? Fine. Do your research, find out, and if it makes you want to talk to me, hopefully it does, shoot me over a private message, all right? Or just look for the link. If this is, I'm going to post this on YouTube. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, go in the description below, all right? And I'll have a link there, a start, right? Startx39.com. And then also I'll have a another way for you to get it, a free patch. Okay? All right, guys. This is X. Out!